shallots helps them, my mouth is watering, the sweetness inside these shallots. Hey guys, Sean from Living Seeds, your seed guru. Today we are talking all about shallots. Besides all of the garlic varieties that we supply on Living Seeds farms, shallots is probably the most requested allium that we have had over the years. And it's taken us a long time to get production up and running of the various shallots. We've got these two currently for sale. We've got a couple of other shallots in the background that we're busy growing, but we'll be releasing those over the next couple of years. So the question is, what is a shallot and what makes it so different to onion? I think the first thing that you need to understand is that all shallots are actually onions, but not all onions are shallots. These are definitely part of the onion family. They look like onions, or very similar, especially this one looks similar to an onion. That they look like onions, they do taste a little bit like onions, but they have very unique characteristics that makes these guys so special. First of all in the garden, and secondly in your kitchen. The most important characteristics of shallots is firstly that they are incredibly mild. These guys, you can literally eat them raw. They are not pungent, they are not going to burn you. A lot of the French and the Mediterranean cuisine asks for shallots in specific dishes. So if you're making a light sauce for a meal, normally you'd put an onion in, but the French are actually asking for shallots because the shallots they are much more delicate. They've got a milder flavor. They're very sweet. These guys caramelize so beautifully. If you cook them, the sweetness inside these shallots helps them. My mouth is watering. The sweetness inside these shallots the sweetness inside these shallots helps them to caramelize so nicely, adding it an extra depth to your dishes without overpowering it with all of this heavy onion flavor. Shallots also excel themselves when you're making a dressing, when you're making a vinaigrette, when you're looking for a nice mild flavor to complement a salad. You slice these guys up, put them into the salad. They've got a mild oniony flavor that doesn't overpower. Really, really great. One of the things that we really enjoy about the shallots is that they have very fine, delicate leaves inside the shallots. So when you cut them, they reduce very quickly. They don't leave large chunks of shallots inside your dishes. And in addition to that, they have a low water content. So if you're making a sauce, the water that's added by the shallot doesn't actually offset your sauce that you have to reduce even further because of all of this moisture that you've added in when you normally use an onion. Sean, the amateur chef, signing off. Sean, the seed guru, talking. Let's make your path the shortest path to success with shallots. Let's talk about these two shallots because they're really cool. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the perennial shallot. The perennial shallot, we released these guys last year in 2024. It was the first shallot that we've been able to release, and we were really excited about it. The uptake, the response from our customers has been absolutely fantastic. They love the shallot. It's a mild shallot. And when I say mild, it is more pungent than the Spanish shallot. And when I use the word pungent, I'm using it incredibly loosely because shallots are not pungent. But as shallots go, this is probably one of the strongest shallots that I have tasted. It's got a nice yellow flesh inside, a nice robust flavor. It really, really is a great shallot. And I'm going to tell you how to plant these guys now because you plant them both exactly the same way. The other shallot that I'm talking about, this is the brand new release for 2025. This is the Spanish shallot. It's got this long torpedo shape. This is an incredibly delicate shallot. I find it incredibly sweet. The flavor is delicate. It has a mild oniony flavor. It cooks down absolutely wonderfully. It reduces the sweetness, just literally pops out of the shallot once you start frying it. Absolutely fantastic. As to the size of these two shallots, these guys get to about 350 grams. We have had a couple that are larger than that, but 350 grams would be a massive Spanish shallot. We like to pick them at this size. They're just so much more versatile. The perennial shallots get to, I would say, about 150 grams, absolute max. They're a nice small compact shallot. They reproduce or multiply incredibly quickly. Absolutely fantastic variety, this. Planting these guys is really simple. I'm going to start with the Spanish shallot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my planting tag in here, and we're going to just plant the shallot. So it's very simple. You take the shallot and you just stick it in the ground. It's really not that difficult. We will leave about 300 mils between each shallot, and that'll give the plant space to grow and expand. So let's do half of this bed with Spanish shallots. I think we can do one more row. Let's take that one out and put it over there. Perennial shallots, same story. Take the tag, put the tag over there, and I'm going to leave a gap between the two. So these guys aren't really as long as the Spanish shallots, so I'm going to stick them about 2/3 of the way into the ground. They just need to be deep enough so that they don't get washed away with the rains, the beautiful rains that we've been having. And when you come visit us in the Living Seed Show garden, you can come and see the shallots in our garden. Do one more line over here, and we are done. So the only thing that's left to do now is we need to fertilize these guys. The fertilization is very simple. At planting, we put down Talborn Organics VitaGrow 232. This allows these shallots to put out a good root structure, to build a good root structure over winter. And then what's going to happen is in spring, when these shallots start to divide into clumps of shallots, we're going to feed them with Talborn Organics Vita Green to stimulate that leaf growth, which is what's going to give us these nice full bulbs.